Greetings. This is Chloe Papadakis, and I'll be your host for today's Quiet Echo. My daughter is 3 years old. Some mornings, she sits on the living room floor and lines up her stuffed animals in a circle. She talks to them. She gives them names. She tells them where to sit and what to eat for dinner. She is making a family out of what she has. I watch her from the kitchen table, and I think she is doing what I did. She is filling the empty chairs with whoever she can find. She does not know the house is quiet. She has never known anything else. But I know. And I remember. I grew up an only child. My mother came to this country from Greece with my father and built a life from nothing. I know what a quiet house feels like. I know the closeness with your parents when you are the only one, and I know the loneliness. My best friend was Debbie Larson. She had 5 brothers and sisters. Her house was loud and crowded and full of shoes by the door. I loved being there. Somebody was always laughing. Somebody was always in trouble. Somebody always needed something. I would go home at the end of the day, and the silence in my house was so heavy I could hear the clock. I am 28. I have 1 daughter. And the conversation I hear everywhere from my friends, from women my age, from the mothers at the park is this: we cannot afford another one. New polling says finances are now the #1 reason American families are limiting how many children they have. 43% cite insufficient money. 1 in 5 rural parents say they are putting off having more children because childcare alone is too much to carry. Childcare in this country averages more than $15,000 a year. I understand the numbers. I live inside them. I work from home partly because the arithmetic told me an office job would barely cover daycare. I am not dismissing the cost, but I want to be honest about something most people will not say out loud. I know women my age who spend more on their vacations than a year of daycare. I know couples who say they cannot afford a second child, but just financed a new truck. I know a woman who told me she could not imagine giving up her weekends, and I understood her. I did not judge her. But I also know families earning half of what my friends earn, who are raising 4 children, not comfortably, not easily, but their children are loved, and their house is full and alive. They are not waiting for the math to give them permission. They already decided. And the decision was not about money. It was about what they were willing to become. Think this through. The question my generation is asking is not really about money. A second child costs sleep. It costs space. It costs freedom and time and the version of yourself you have gotten comfortable being. The real calculation is not on a spreadsheet. It is in the mirror. Am I willing to become a different person to make room for this life? I am not writing this to judge anyone. Every family is different. Some people cannot have more children for reasons nobody else can see. But I want to challenge the one reason everybody hides behind the one about money. I believe my generation has been told we should not have to sacrifice. And when the math says we cannot have everything, we cut the child. I have not decided yet. I want you to know this. I am not speaking from the other side of the question. I am speaking from the middle of it. Some nights after my daughter is asleep, I sit at the table, and I do not open my laptop. I just sit. I think about the quiet in my house growing up. I think about Debbie's house, the shoes by the door, and the noise and the laughter. I think about my mother on a ship leaving everything she knew. And I wonder whether the thing I am afraid to give up is the thing I would be most grateful I gave. I asked my mother once whether she wished she had more children. She was quiet for a long time. I thought she had not heard me. Then she said yes, every day. I did not expect it to hurt as much as it did. My mother is not someone who talks about regret. She left Greece. She crossed an ocean. She built a life. She does not look back. But when she said every day, I heard something in her voice I had never heard before. I asked her what stopped her. She said life stopped her. Circumstances she could not control. Then she looked at me and said something I have never forgotten. She said, "Do not let money be the reason. Money comes and goes. A child stays." She was not telling me what to do. She was telling me what she wished someone had told her. If there is room in your heart, there is room in the house. This is Chloe Papadakis, your host for today's Quiet Echo. Thanks for listening. Quiet Echo is part of the fictional Cedar Valley news series, written by Evan Swenson, publisher, publication consultants, and Claude Marshall, AI developmental editor. While the people in town are fictional, the national events they reflect on are real. Cedar Valley News has a new Facebook group. If you have comments and want to join the conversation, you are welcome. I will put the link in the show notes.
You've been listening to the Cedar Valley News Podcast, where small-town voices meet the headlines shaping our world. From faith and family to front porches and fields. We'll be back with more stories connecting real lives to real events. Until next time, keep your porch light on, your faith strong, and your heart open.